Hi, everybody. Welcome to Stamping with Melva. Sorry about that. Gosh, if I don't turn off my microphone or my speakers on my computer, I hear my voice in my earpods, and that's just very distracting. Anyway, I'm Melva Peters, and I'm Stamping with Melva, and I'm here today to do to make a card, and I'm going to feature one of the products that's retiring as part of Salee-a-bration. So I can't believe it's already the end of September, although the weather outside here definitely feels like the end of September. It's a rainy, gray day. But I'm going to show you a card featuring the Peaceful Prints Designer Series paper, which is available for free during Salee-a-bration, but as of the September 30th will be the last day that you can get it with your order of $60. So I'm going to make a card using it. Oh, thanks, Catherine. Yes, we're going to enjoy it. It's my husband's birthday tomorrow, so we're going to enjoy lunch out today. For be my third lunch out since COVID, so it's kind of a treat. All right, I'm going to switch over to my desktop and I'll get started making the card. All right, this is the bundle that I'm going to use. This is the Christmas season bundle. It comes with this set of images that you can do, pine cones and holly leaves, and then the berries. It's shown at 85%, so the images are definitely smaller than they actually are, which can be deceiving when you look at this. And then you go and open it up and look at the stamps inside. And then it comes with this great set of dies. These are amazing dies. Not only can you cut out all of the images or most of the images, but there are great label dies as part of this. And the other thing that are really cool, these little tiny dies here are ribbon tag. I guess that's what you call them. Ribbon tabs. I'm not sure. Anyway, you can cut slides for ribbons. So I'm going to use these to cut a slide in the top of a label that I'm going to make on my card today. All right, so those are the dies and the stamp set. And then this is the beautiful Peaceful Prints Designer Series paper that is, as I said, available during Salee-a-bration. So it's got, I really love this one with the snowflakes on top of the print. And then on the other side, this is what I'm using today. Just kind of a nice plaid. Some trees, and on the other side, polka dots, that's garden green. And then crumb cake looks like tree bark. And on the other side, this great, very traditional stripe in the red and crumb cake, garden green. And this one's got snowflakes. And then this whole designer series paper coordinates with the Peaceful Deer bundle from Stampin' Up, and it's the one with the deer in it. So this has got the crumb cake with the deer, and then a check, diagonal check. And then this is my favorite with the deer that you can actually punch out with a punch. And then my second favorite is this one. It's kind of hard to see, but it's like a gingham in red and black. All right, so I just wanted to show you that. Put that back in its case. All right, so I'm using basic black. So I have a piece that is 11 inches, 4 1/4 by 11 inches. And I'm just going to take and score it at 5 1/2. To make my card base, and then fold that into the mountain, and grab my bone folder, just give it a good crease. And then I've got a piece of the designer series paper. That one would be pretty too. Gosh, maybe I should use that one. No, I'm going to use the plain one because I'm going to make some holly leaves. So this is, I'm going to use this one. It's kind of hard though. This is I think you can put cherry cobbler with this as well, but I like the look of the real red, so I'm just going to adhere this down. I'm sure I can see comments. Okay. All right, so there's my card base. Now, these dies are great. I'm going to use this really big die to create a label. And then I'm going to use a couple of the smaller dies as well. I'm going to use this next one down and then this one. Now, I probably should have gone ahead and cut some of these out, but I didn't. So I'm going to use, let's be inside. I'm going to cut my largest die out of the basic white cardstock. And then I'm going to cut actually my largest and my smallest out of basic white. And then I'm going to cut this one out of the basic black. Let me grab my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine and bring it in. Try not to shake the table, move everything around. There we go. All right. I'm sitting on something. Yes, I was. Okay, so I'll cut those out. Oops, lost my scarf. And what I should have done at the same time that I cut, I'm going to use this really big, the largest die as my main focus. And I want to cut, I'm going to use one of these little dies here that cut the little strip. Actually, I'm going to use the other one. It's a little bit bigger. I'm using ribbon. I'm using the ruffled ribbon, and I just want to make sure I've got room for it. So I'm just going to use a bit of a piece of Post-it note tape just to hold that in place at the top of my label. And now I can cut. Well, hi, Susan. Welcome from Wisconsin. Glad you joined. All right, so just use a bit of Post-it note tape to hold that little die in place so it doesn't move around. Then you can just peel that off gently. Uh-oh. Peel it off, but I peeled the die off with it and threw it in my recycle bin. That's not good. There we go. Looked down and it wasn't there. Could be the first time I've lost a die into my recycling. Okay, and then the other one I want to cut from Basic Black. We'll go in the middle like that. I think that's all I need for now for my dies. My dies back so I don't lose them. So I've got that, and that. Okay. And I'm just going to bring a piece of grid paper in so that I can stamp on it. Now, what I'm going to do on this is I'm going to do some stamping using the holly leaves and holly berries, just to create a bit of a background on my biggest label. So we'll stamp some. You can stamp these and cut them out if you wanted to. I'm just going to use these as a background on my label. So a little bit of adhesive stuff there. There we go. So I'm just going to kind of somewhat randomly. I love how these dies are. Actually, I should be using my piercing mat here to give it some cushion. I love how these dies aren't perfect. They actually kind of have these splotches, white bits that don't stamp perfectly. And I really like that look. So we're just going to give this some background on our label. This is an Evening Evergreen that I'm using. And then in real red, I'm going to stamp some berries. Again, I'm just trying to create a bit of a background. So this is going to go, and of course I'm going to put some more berries on because I've just managed to cover up all my berries. When I put my black label down, the berries will all be hidden. So now I'll put that. So the black's going to go in the middle like that. And I will use dimensionals for that. I might have to get some rhinestones or something because I see I've got a little bit of a splotch of real red on here. And so that's what rhinestones are perfect for. They can cover up all sorts of sins. That's no, I need that. Okay, so I got that. Now I'm going to bring in this, and I didn't grab the stamp set that I needed. So let me find the stamp set, the one with the sentiments on it. Here it is. I had it out last night. So this is the Christmas to Remember. This stamp also comes in the Painted Season. There are 2 bundles in the Painted Season product suite. There is the one, there's the one I want to use. There is this Christmas season, and then there's the one, the Christmas to Remember. And so that's got all the sentiments in it. I just want to test out where my, okay. So have a holly jolly Christmas. So now let's bring my label back in, and I'm going to use dimensionals. 1 on each end for sure. I'll put that. Oopsie. Try to get it straight would be a good thing. Here we go. Okay, now I've grabbed this. This is the mini ruffled ribbon. It is part of the gingerbread and peppermint suite. So I'm going to cut about, that's about 4 inches of ribbon. And this is going to go through. See how perfect that is? Just makes it so much easier to add a label or add your ribbon on. And I'm going to use dimensionals actually, and I've got a bit of the, this is the Baker's Twine Essential Pack, and I'm just going to cut about 6 inches or so of the black. And I'm going to use the black to tie around the top of my ribbon on my label. And I'll just tie a bow to hold that ribbon in place. See if we can do this. All right, there we go. Sometimes putting your, adhering your label down on helps too if you're having a hard time doing this, but I seem to have managed to do it. All right, so we will put some more dimensionals. And I'm going to put a couple of them in the middle just because it's such a big label. I just don't want it to sag in the middle. I've been watching the Great British Baking Show, and they talk about saggy bottoms, and so I don't want a saggy middle to my label. All right, and I do need some rhinestones. I'm just going to grab. I think I will just use the regular rhinestones, not the red rhinestones. And grab some, oops. The rhinestone right there where I have my little splotch, and then a couple more Maybe there. Hide my little splotch of real red. Now I also have some stuff away. I've got the inside of my card, and I just cut an extra piece of the real red, or the pattern. So I'm just going to attach this to the bottom. Yeah, the rhinestone adds a little bit and covers that little splotch. All right, I'm just going to put this on the bottom. Just going to leave a little peekaboo. Oops. That's why using the multi-purpose liquid glue is sometimes a better thing to do, because if you touch down too soon, you can actually pull it off. There we go. All right, and then we will stamp, let's see, I think Merry Christmas will. Let's see. Maybe this one for the inside of my card. I think I'll do this one in Evening Evergreen. Yeah, it's such a really, I just love these just making sure it's pretty straight. I love these label dies. You can never have too many label dies. You always need them pretty straight. Close that before I get my fingers in it. And of course, look what you did. This is just not a good day for sticking things. Putting it down on top of stuff. No, but what are you doing? Okay, there we go. We got it off. Okay, I'll put this on the inside of the card. There we go. Yeah, I'm kind of happy with that. I just want to trim this to make it not just a little bit smaller, a little bit shorter. There we go. Yeah, so great way to make a pretty easy card when you use your labels in this way. And then just on the inside. Okay. All right, everybody. I hope you enjoyed that. Remember, Salee-a-bration ends on the 30th. Is that, what is today? Today is the 26th. So you've got a little bit of time. I guess that's next Thursday is the 30th. So you've got a little bit of time, but you want to make sure you don't miss out on grabbing some of these great Salee-a-bration items. I actually think this was the very best Salee-a-bration ever with Stampin' Up. There's been some good ones in the past, but this is the best that I remember in a long time. There was so many great products to choose from. So yeah, don't forget to take advantage. If you have any questions, just leave a comment on the wherever you're watching from, whether it's the group or YouTube or my Facebook page. If you've come in through YouTube, I hope you take the time to subscribe. I'm glad you found me, and I hope you'll come back. And if you do take the time to subscribe, you'll be notified when I go live. You can also join my Facebook group, and it is Create with Stamping with Melva, and I will put the link to my group on the YouTube Live. So thanks, everybody, for joining me. I will be back. Tomorrow night is my Zoom class, so you can find that information on my Facebook group. But I'll be back on Tuesday night at 6:30 Pacific. Oh, the Facebook page, sorry, the Zoom class is at 7 p.m. Pacific tomorrow. My live on Tuesday night is my sketch challenge, and that will be at 6:30 Pacific. So, all right, everybody, thanks for joining me. Happy stamping. Bye.